What's up, family? Had to restart this video, man. I'm up here chilling at the park. Beautiful 80-degree day. And I'm just chilling, man. 80 degrees, humidity's high. Looks like it's gonna rain. 50% chance of rain later, but right now it's all good. And so anyways, man, it's been a minute since I did a vid. But I just killed a bee, man. So now I'm like, man, let me make sure I ain't around no beehive. I ain't trying to get stung again, bro. Anyways, I'm just like in super chill mode. What I wanted to talk about is how traditional men actually think. Like, this dating culture and relationship culture in America is super garbage. I was thinking about traditional men, and when you think about traditional men, you got to think about scripture. You got to think about Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Abraham got a virgin. Sarah, her name was Sarah, and she was clean and she was beautiful, and she obeyed her husband, calling him master and Lord, obeying and following his instructions. You understand me? This is a pretty chick. This ain't just some broke down, used up American chick. And this is a gorgeous chick who is bowing down to her husband, bro. Then you had Isaac, who had Rebecca, another beautiful chick, who got chosen because of her servitude. She got chosen because she was a servant. Like, female work, like, what was she doing? She was just basically serving, man. You need to be like they used to have home economics, home ec classes and stuff. That need to be mandatory. I mean, really, these women's daughters, these women should be teaching their daughters the basics of home economics and cooking and cleaning and that kind of stuff, the basics. How to keep a house, how to cook, clean, how to sew, how to wash clothes by hand if necessary. How to just do female stuff. But, women is trained as to how to, how to keep the woman out in the streets, keep their daughter out in the streets and be a prostitute. They're not trained as into how to, generate wives. They train as to how to generate their daughters to be prostitutes. So this causes, I was just thinking about, female promiscuity and being, basically, man, I hate this, man. I just started doing this video and then all of a sudden the whole area of this park been empty. So now this dude come up here. As I speak, you got a chicks. When you really look at this, man, the whole culture is just basically given to prostitution. I don't want to be around all these people, dude. I'm about to pivot. The whole culture is just given to prostitution. So I guess I gotta pivot. This zombie. Right when I'm doing a video, bro. I don't feel like people right now. First it was attacked by a little bee. Now it's just some Hispanic dude pop up out of nowhere. Damn zombies, man. But it's crazy. I see the young brother. He pushing his he up here making his hustle money, pushing his lawnmower and his weed whacker, and he pivoting and trying to make some bread. Young brother. I was just thinking about the young black brother. I'd rather him doing that than being out here some YN, shooting niggas and, just a standard, regular young black dude. I seen him yesterday. I'd rather see him doing that than being some woman worshiping simp and YN nigga out here doing all this other crazy stuff. So I'm happy for that, but yeah, so Abraham, he had a clean, beautiful virgin. You understand me? And you know, you had let me see, you got Abraham, you had Rebecca. So, and you had, who was it? Israel, Jacob. He had a beautiful wife named, let me see, Israel, and he had 4 wives. Rachel, that's what it was. And that's the one he wanted, but he ended up getting okey-doked and ended up taking another wife. But so what I'm saying is that traditional men got women that was of some actual value other than a sexual release or a nut that just got, like what we basically, when we looking at these women out here, we seeing a bunch of yoga pants wearing. We seeing bitches out here with bras and panties, bro. Literally. Talking about, and think about what we got here in America and in the Western countries. Bitches that don't know how to cook, don't know how to clean, and that includes their bodies. Bitches walking around with yoga pants on, naked, damn near naked, with panties and a bra, yoga bra, yoga panties. They got high body counts. They public street women. So the culture of America, their mothers culturalize their daughters to be street women. Women for everybody to enjoy. They don't culturalize their daughters to be in the house. They culturalize their women to be prostitutes, whether she getting paid per trick or she just randomly having sex with random dudes because she want to fulfill her sexual liberty. It's still prostitution, whoredom, So what we got is just a culture of whoredom. And where you got the whores leading, talking about what a man needs to bring to the table. A real man would do this. A real man will do that. A real man is 6 feet. A real man makes 6 figures, has a large penis, a large wallet, dresses well. A real man is this. How in the hell is a prostitute going to define your manhood, bro? A man is defined by the Most High. These bitches are enemies of the Most High. So how it's just really bad in this Western culture where whores dictate the pace and dictate so many things. Is a patriarchal, traditional-minded dude. You want a family. You want your kids and clean, decent wife. Black men need to build. We need to build. Man, if you are talking about fixing the Black American community, you can't really fix it without understanding you gotta get back to the fundamentals, man. And the fundamentals is that women in this country was raised to be prostitutes. And the fundamentals, the proper fundamentals, is that you gotta get back to the scriptures. And if you don't have no unification of thought process, and you don't have a way to punish whoredom, bad behavior, anything you build can be stripped from you. Look at divorce court. It's filled with dudes who had hopes and dreams. Dudes don't get married so that 3.5, 7 years later they get divorced. That's female stuff. Women be having a game plan that she's got to be married to this dude X amount of years. Then she can pivot and take a bag. That's some female stuff. They like, I'm just going to be with her for a minute, build up, do my time. And while the man is just hustling, trying to hold on to something like a dream that he believes is real, we ain't in the culture for that. We in the whore prostitute culture where women have high body counts, they unhealthful, not feminine, and that's what she was created to be, as a helper. Women in America is like none of those things. So how traditional men look at this is that I want a virgin and I want to be in a country that's going to punish this bitch if she be out of pocket. It ain't just about see women. What I'm saying is that women be talking about, oh man, traditionally men would do this and men would do that, and men supposed to do this and men supposed to do that and bring this to the table. How's a prostitute gonna gave her body up to dozens of dudes for free and got gangbangs ran on her? How the hell she gonna, why is men even listening to her opinions on anything? Like, it's something I was thinking about too. A woman's value, see, when you have a culture where the women value are making the valuations of men, that culture's cooked, like America is cooked. Women is the thing that is evaluated. How's a servant going to evaluate the master? Historically, traditionally, women have always been valued based on the amount of men who have not had access to her body. Again, historically, and even now, and this is why bitches be lying about their body count. Even though women know good and well that their value has always come first and foremost by having a zero body count. It has always been that way because women are valued based on the amount of men who have not had access to her body. Again, I gotta repeat that. Female value has always been first and chiefly based on the amount of men who have not had access to her body. So a woman that's your typical American 304, she's low value. You know, she ain't really she ain't of really no significance. It's just that in America, men are socialized to be female worshipers and simps. So in this simp prostitute culture, men are all broken down and don't have a sense of dominance so far as bitches because it's socialized to be this way. I mean, it ain't no patriarchy. It's like America is a matriarchy with still dudes at the top, dudes at the top running stuff, but really it's all running for the benefit of bitches. Cause this ain't no patriarchy, bro. You still got the dudes who are like in power positions, but these dudes, by giving women right to vote, these dudes are going to cater to their voting base, which is women, therefore giving women power. It's stupid. Give a chick power is stupid, but that's what America has, man. It has given women liberty. So traditionally a woman, this is why I always, ask the question, women don't really want traditional men. They want like a provider. They want a walking ATM dude that won't demand nothing of her. Like a She want a simp. She want a servant. She want a dude that's gonna, she ain't gonna respect him, but she want a dude that's gonna be a protector and provider. So like she go out and live her life. So, and by living her life, she gonna destroy herself, because a woman who ain't got no instructions is headed for self-destruction. So by living her life and doing her own thing, that's that little white dog that attacked me a few weeks ago. I was kicking at that little bastard. Now he on the leash. But little fluffy, scrappy little dog. But anyways, I'm glad they on leashes now. Dang. I didn't even know it was a dog over here. I call them Scraps. Man, what kind of dog over here? Scraps. That little dog hype. These little dogs be having the most spunk and energy, bro. But anyways, yeah, these women just want protectors and providers. And so when she operate her life on her own frequency, she gonna destroy herself primarily. See, women they need to be educated on the basics, and America has women to prioritize, going to college, prioritize career, prioritize, finding themselves. Bitch, you need to find yourself in the kitchen and in the household, and find yourself pregnant, and find yourself helping your man, and find yourself doing everything you can to dedicate yourself to your family, and find yourself being faithful to that man, and find yourself being the best version of a mother self that you can be. That's where you need to find yourself. When they say find themselves, what they really saying, we just need to find myself. She trying to find herself up under the biggest wieners and up on yachts and with the richest dudes and the dudes who, and a variety of dudes. Maybe a broke in and out of jail gay thug nigga, or maybe this, or maybe that. She's just trying to find herself with different penises and different experiences and different women. It basically finding herself meaning finding how many ways she can enjoy prostitution and whoredom. Insofar as a culture, you can't sustain a culture based on liberated women. Fatherlessness and whoredom is not good for any culture, because families are the backbone. Father and mother and children are the backbone of any respectable. Historically, this has been the truth. The mother, two women and a man, that's all just some westernized rainbow stuff. That's not proper order historically. But you can't really sustain a culture based on, even look at the black community in America. We got, $200,000 to 300,000 abortions every year. That means all those souls, man, went to heaven, little babies. But those are people that ain't been born. Because she want to keep her body strapped and tight so she can do what? Go out here and find herself. Find herself what? Up under different dudes. Find herself up under different chicks. And find herself doing a whole bunch of sexually deviant stuff. It is what it is. So, the end of it, I watched a video with this prostitute OnlyFans chick, blonde chick, and she was just talking about, what was she talking about, man? It's just like, that's what finding herself is. Being a super whore and basically being a super whore. And then doing so, enjoying yourself, and just going to deeper depths and levels of whoredom. I mean, you don't really, what other thing is a woman really gonna do? Find herself. She ain't got no guidance. Unless you're a real, actual righteous chick, you know what I mean, who's like self-monitoring and all that kind of stuff, and evaluate herself. Most women is they're not righteous, bro. So they trying to just go out and find themselves in a whole bunch of mischief, find themselves getting ran through, find themselves in a gangbang, find themselves falling off of a yacht, find themselves, it's the same thing. This is why scripture tell you to keep your daughter in and be strict on your daughter. She ain't supposed to have all this liberty and stuff. In this society, man, it's difficult to do that because so many forces, the government itself is against male authority. It's really, so when I hear women talking about they want a man to be patriarchal and he be traditional, all that's really talking about is they want the things, they want the goodies, the fun stuff, a protector. So as I said, as she go out and operates her life, misoperates her life, she's going to inevitably cause some kind of situation to occur where she gonna need to be rescued, like Olive Oil and Popeye, you know, and Brutus. That cartoon, it was Popeye, and there was a love triangle. Olive Oil always was in this trouble and messing with Brutus. She was a Calamity Jane, and she always caused situations. Then she need to be rescued from those situations. Oh, Popeye, save me, save me. Then Popeye he take a can of that simp spinach, and that simp spirit jumped in this nigga, and he become super mighty simp dude, come and rescue Olive Oil from the mean old Brutus, who she had no business with anyway. What I'm saying, I'm using that as an example, is this is what happens when women operate their own lives. They're not meant to be liberated and free. They meant to be under authority. But as in America, man, it's a setup where it's set up for the fall down. You know what I mean? So they just want a protector and provider, somebody who's gonna protect them when they get into their mischief, and provide finances so that provide finances so to fund and finance their prostitute lives. So they just want those parts, you know. So it's really, these women ain't traditional. They're not even worthy of like patriarchal man. So I just started thinking about, you know, some cultures, they keep their women strictly in the crib, or not necessarily just in the crib, but strictly under the thumb, under the authority of the man. Because if they culture get given over to whoredom, then the culture's going to fail. Because how can it not fail? Like, think about how can it not fail? How can this culture not fail when it's based on giving liberty to females? What comes out of liberated females is out of that dynamic. A bunch of kids who you don't even know who the father is. She got 3 kids by 3 different dudes. And then there's no consistency. There's no, there's no consistency. There's no dominant thought process by which we all go by. It's just, go off of your emotions, that kind of thing. There's no standard by which we must all go and follow instructions. You know, a man is his goal, because it's like, whose house is it? When you got a whorehouse and it's like baby kids. A bunch of kids by random dudes with no guidance, no solid goal, no solid, everything just fluctuative. What guidance, what direction are we going? And it's humid out here. Excuse the hard breathing, brothers. What direction we going to? You know, what's the goal here? What's the path? And where is this path going? But if you got a community led by bitches, it can't work. And so that's where we find ourselves in America. But a patriarchal, how traditional men look at it, we get to the scriptures. I mean, you had women, it was expected for her to be clean, and the virgins, it was expected for her to, again, women have always been valued primarily on their chastity and virginity. And, you know, if a woman is humble and feminine, maybe she had a checkered past, she could still be useful. She's going to have to come in as a servant, a super servant, and ultra bow down. But not in America. She looked upon as something valuable. A woman with 300 bodies in America is looked upon as valuable because she not even if she just looked good, you know, because she a woman in America. Got the game all messed up here, bro. Oh, you controlling. You supposed to control your daughter's access to random penises. You supposed to control your women of your culture. And if you ain't controlling then that's what you got in our community. And overall, that's what you got in American society. A bunch of liberated prostitutes. It ain't sustainable, bro. It don't work. It hasn't worked. And it ain't gonna work. Patriarchal minded man don't have no problem with what I'm saying, because you ain't no simp. But I think women to be liberated, man. You too controlling. All right, let's do the opposite. Let's let her do whatever the hell she want to do, and then let's let her do her Calamity Jane, olive oil, and Popeye dynamic. Let's let her go out here and be a hoe, and then when she destroy herself, let's play savior and save these hoes. That's what America set up, man. Let her do what she want to do, and then when she mess her life up, put your Popeye the Sailor Man cape on and eat your simp spinach and save these hoes. See, that's bullshit. American, liberated bitches, that's not the way that the Most High wanted things. So, you too strict. But the scriptures say be strict. So, hold on. Yeah, so the scriptures say be strict. Keep your daughter in straightly mean be strict on her. Don't have her liberated. But it's difficult in this society. So, traditional minded dudes, you want your women to be restricted and not having all this liberty and freedom and stuff. Because the more liberated they are, the more whores they gonna be. And you're just gonna have a bunch of kids by a bunch of different dudes as I speak. Let me walk past this real quick. Yeah, as I speak, I'm walking past a single mother crib. A bunch of kids and stuff. And that's what you got, bro. A bunch of random kids, single mother headed household. And no protectors, no guidance and direction. So it's not sustainable, bro. So as I look at it, house divided amongst itself cannot stand. In order to take over a house, you have to first bind up the strong man. And if the strong man is bound up, that means you got access to the woman, which is the spoils of war, also known as the booty. So, that's the problem, man. So, traditionally, a man was everything flowed from the top down, bro. The man is the top. But when you got the woman as the top, she ain't it ain't no definite direction in it. It's just not proper. You know what I mean? So the dude, so then you just got a bunch of chaos, man. But traditional minded, so historically, men got virgins, and the fathers was ahead in societies that actually work. The fathers ahead, the women, that's the other thing. When you talk about traditional values, women got put to death if there was a whore. Who was it? Let me go past this dude. But if a woman, if a Levite's daughter was a whore, she was burnt with fire. So again, how traditional you want to go with this? You know, women wasn't on no high level like this is here, man. If they shame the father, bitch, she go see Christ, man. That's how it used to be historically in the kingdom. But we in the white man's kingdom that set bitches up over the man. So anyways, yeah, we in a society that put the woman over the dude. So shit ain't sustainable, bro. So I'm just basically, I don't know, shit's bullshit, man. Basically, it ain't sustainable. But it ain't nothing like this can really, it don't have no continuation. So, that's like I was saying. Like, women say they want traditional man. They don't want no traditional man. Because women's bodies going to be getting controlled where you can't. They want traditionalism when it come to paying for stuff, bro. And when it come to protecting her and stuff. That ain't all traditionalism is. Traditionally, women have been property, period. So yeah, man, these women don't want no traditional man, bro. Like traditionally, women were, traditionally women were always property, spoils of war. Property has been sold from the father to the new husband. Again, these women don't really want traditional values. They just want somebody to pay for their free, liberated lifestyle. They want you to like insert traditionalism like in spots. You understand me? Okay, insert money. A man's supposed to take a woman out on a date. Dude, dating ain't even traditional. Microphone. Dating ain't even traditional. Yo, think about it. Traditionally, a man take a woman out on a date, he has to pay. Bitch, dating ain't even traditional. So, the whole dynamic of what we got in West, man, is just some bullshit, bro. Traditionally, a woman was a piece of property exchanged from the father to the husband, man. And that way you keep her chastity in check. These women got hundreds of body count. These hoes, man. They don't have no say-so in this. But in American society, they do have say-so, which shows you that it's all messed up. So women were sold for a purchase price, and this would be your property until one of y'all die. And that's it. But now, it's like they doing the same thing, except now these women are selling themselves. They selling their sexuality on OnlyFans for X amount of dollars. Or they selling it for a dinner date. Or they selling it for a hit of the weed. They selling their sexuality on they selling themselves. But it ain't no it's not no decent way, you know. Like you sell your daughter for dowry, and this is your, you know, this is your daughter, and now is that your daughter's gonna make a good wife to this dude over here. But in this setup in America, they want you to go out, let your daughter go out and do her own thing, find herself and all that. And then if she decides to later on in life, after she done got ran through disease and a couple murders or a couple abortions, then be like, oh, now I'm married and ready to settle down. It's like, yo, bro, this is some bull. This ain't sustainable, bro. This is some horror stuff. And so like I said, traditionally, man, see, women need to really think about words before they speak. They really shouldn't be speaking like that anyways. You know, we shouldn't even be having discussions like that about how to coordinate and dictate certain things in the community. Those things need to be dictated by and controlled and orchestrated by men. Those things and dictated to the women. You understand me? But we live in this gynocracy, man, that men don't really have the power legally like that, is what I'm saying. So these women, oh, you're a traditional man, do this. Oh, the reason she's even running her fat mouth is because of this shit society called America. Give women liberty to run their mouths. It's stupid. So how can you be traditionally... It's vexing to be a traditional-minded man here in America. It's vexation, man. It's terrible because you know how the way things should be, but then what you see out here is naked bitches roaming free. It's like, why would I... And then the men, if you want an actual girlfriend or wife, your woman, she ain't gonna, like they say, it ain't your woman. It's just your... It's just your turn. So it's like, dang, man. And so, like, the dude who enjoy liberation is like, you know, cats who got, who are higher on the sexual marketplace value indicator or whatever. In other words, the chicks choose these particular dudes. So those dudes are your Pookies, Ray Rays, Brass Chads, you know, Swab dudes or whatever. Whatever dudes that these women say is attractive and let off up in them. Those dudes have an easier time so far as acquiring and having sex with hoes. But then those same dudes is the one getting caught up on child support too. So they're not even free and liberated from the system, even though they are ahead so far as being more attractive to these particular whored out females. But even they can get caught up in the game. It's sad, bro. How many Pookies and Brads used to be chosen by this bitch, and now he in and out of court and in jail for child support and all that, or domestic violence charges. You see what I mean? He used to be chosen, but because her emotions changed, she could put some false charges on him. Boop, there you go. Now he caught up in a spider web of accusations. And the system, man, is the problem. It's the system itself that's anti-male. How you gonna overcome the system with swag? That will get you broad. If she chews on you, you'll get access to sex. But that don't guarantee nothing. I was thinking, so these women that say they want a traditional man, they really don't want that. The ones who really sincere, okay, cool. But, I mean, the ones that basically talking about men need to pay for everything and the woman just need to exist and show up because my presence, oh, my presence. Those chicks really don't want real patriarchy and real traditionalism. They just want a dude to come in and save them financially, or if they get themselves in a bind, or if their car stuck on the side of the road. She want a savior in spots. You know, I liken this to, see, I'll put it like this. Women don't really want, I liken this to a shepherd. A shepherd, let's say he has 7 sheep, right? And it'd be one of those sheep that just be wanting to go. I seen this shepherd and he was, they had a fenced in area where they wanted all their sheep to go. And then he said almost all the time it'd be these 3 or 4 sheep who always want to stay outside the fence. And it was, shepherding is dope, man. That looked dope. It looked like fun, man. I mean, like a whole, it'd take a lot of time and energy, but just being outdoors, I like that stuff. But anyways, I like animals too. But, it'd be these 3 or 4 sheep who always don't never want to go into the fence and they have to force them into the fence. So imagine a shepherd. See, women don't really want real patriarchy or traditionalism. They want buffet line where they could choose and pick and choose what kind of attributes they want. So a shepherd is to be a controller, a guider, a master of the sheep. The women, they look at the women as a sheep. And the women don't really want to be under the authority of the man. The man is the shepherd, the woman is the sheep. You know what I mean? So she want to do her own thing. She don't want the guidance of the shepherd. She don't want to be in control. Tell me what to do. I'm strong and independent. So let's look at the 7 sheep. And one of these sheep, they always want to go over and do their own thing. The beauty of being under the authority of a masculine man is that the woman is going to be guided. She's going to be protected. But you can only protect that which you control. As a shepherd, I have to control your whereabouts, where you're going. Otherwise, how am I going to protect you from the wolves? The wolves of life, the bad decision-making that these women make. The physical stuff that happens. Women, I've seen videos of women pouring like oil in the gas tank. Pouring, what she put, man? She said she go clean out her engine. And she put some, what was it? It wasn't blue. Was it bleach? She said she'll clean out the engine. She put like dishwashing liquid to clean out the. She poured that like in where the oil's supposed to go. These are things women don't. She ain't. Her right position is not to make her own decisions, bro. And the shepherd will guide this woman away from destroying herself. But see, the wayward sheep, which represent your feminist American woman, she don't want to go with the rest of the 7 of the sheep. She want to do her own thing. But oh shoot, here comes the wolf. Man, man. Now she's yelling for the shepherd, save me, Popeye, man, man. So now she want the shepherd to come in and protect her. Now she want to be back in the fold. And that's how your woman, women out here want to be protected in spots. When she mess her life up, oh, come protect me. Oh, I'm on the side of the road. But I'm on the side of the road because I didn't fill up my gas tank. A man say, look, you don't ride around on a quarter tank. Try to keep about half a tank at least. Her car broke down because talking about she go clean the car out and what was it, man? I I think it was dishwashing liquid. Put dishwashing liquid. Bitch don't even know how to. One chick, she put gas in an electric car, man. I mean, it's video after video. Chick tried to change her tire and didn't even hike the tire up and then stabilize it. And then the freaking car fell down and like she didn't put nothing up under there, a jack. She just took the lug nuts off. At least she had the strength to do that. But then you're supposed to stabilize and put something up under the frame, and then put like a stabilize it so it don't roll down the street. Something behind the tires. Women don't be knowing this stuff. You know what I mean? And so this is what I'm saying about guidance. The shepherd job is to guide these females, but they got to be willing to be under the authority and be guided. Not only when stuff happens, then now you want rescue dude. Nah, I don't work that way. And most of us men, you shouldn't work that way. Coming to save these bitches after they want to be, they want to be feminist, but then now they want to play, I'm a female now. Oh, I don't know how to, my refrigerator's broken or my microwave. I don't know what to do. I can't lift this heavy object. Now I need a man. So that's what America has provided for these females is Johnny on the spot, Popeye the Sailor situations. Because she always got some popcorn simp to come save her. And this is why she don't need a man, in her own words. She don't need a man. She just need men. And so the society culturalizes these women to be street women. Going out, wayward sheep, doing their own thing. And then when they mess their lives up, oh, help me, Popeye, help me. And so it's really sad, man. I don't think it can be fixed other than chaos, collapse, but then we all gonna be messed up out here. I think if a brother got the ability, get the hell away from this place, go somewhere where you're gonna have women that's more in pocket, follow instructions and stay in the sheepfold. What happened when the sheep is out there and it's 3 or 4 wolves and they like, oh yeah. See, they be like, yeah, that sheep is away from the shepherd. Yeah, we can get it now. And so those 3 wolves got lamb chops, bro. Fresh lamb chops. But if she had stayed in the fold and under control and guidance, you understand me, then she would have had a better situation. But these women ain't trying to be up under no man. And so, till now, they really haven't had to have very blunt and in-your-face dire results from their liberated lifestyle. Like SHTF is what I'm saying. They haven't had that happen, so till now, they just basically been doing their own thing. But when the stuff collapse, then they gonna go, oh shoot. But my main thing is that I want to cover in this video is that feminist women really don't want the real traditional man. And what that comes with. That comes with obedience. That comes with absolute obedience in every way that there is a way. And she ain't really trying to have that. Submission. That's like cursing at a woman, telling her to submit, obey and submit. She like, hey, hold on. I submit if he the right man. And then who are you to... She gonna submit if he the right dude, but so you've been having sex with all these random dudes. But the dude who I'm gonna submit with him, he gotta be this, he gotta be that. Like, you ain't even valuable. You a whore. Like, when you look at the real traditional biblical and like say we was in the kingdom and the laws of the Most High, man, it'd be a whole bunch of deleted females for committing adultery and a whole bunch of deleted dudes for messing with somebody else's wife. And then you would cleanse and be like, okay, oh shoot, it's serious now. But until then, you ain't in the kingdom, bro. a woman can sleep with a dude. Let's say a married woman can sleep with another dude, and then if he do anything, he might go to jail. If the husband come home and see this taking place, he might go to jail. Like, dude, this is what we live in. You can't out alpha. Oh, you just have more swag. You need to be more alpha and make more money. Like you can't. This is a culture, bro. So if they traditional men is gonna look at it biblically, you know what I mean? So, like I said, man, the kingdom when say the Israelites was in their kingdom, you know what I mean? Women know that, hey, if I don't act right or if I women getting divorced was like now in American society, a man get divorced, it can ruin him. You know what I mean? But the woman usually come up financially because now she taking his resources. I know she don't usually manage them well, so that she eventually become worse off, but a man might build all this for all these years believing that this woman is with him. And it's ride or die. Only find out she just biding time, man. She doing her prison sentence in her head. And so now he ruined. He might be mentally ruined, financially ruined, somebody else with his kids. And then she just go float to the next dude, man. And with his resources. And so in America, divorce ruins men. Whereas in a patriarchal society, women will be ruined. Say in a kingdom, women will be ruined if they leave their man. Number one, because they're not going to leave with a bag. They leave with nothing and no money. And the kids stay with the father. So it's no motivation for her to divorce this dude. Some women still did it, but, you know, where are you going to go? And set number two, she leave with nothing is number one. Number two, the kids stay with the father. Number three, it's a social shaming system that will be in place. So in other words, men would not be so apt to take on somebody else's leave behinds like they do in America. One man sets the trash out there on the side of the road, and another man will be, that microwave good. They just need a new heater core in it. It should be good. Taking up somebody else's, another man's leave behinds, another man's garbage. Like they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So women in the kingdom, women ain't, in a patriarchal system, women ain't got options like that to just jump to the next dude. Flip, take his money, flip to the next dude. No. That's some American white man stuff where the women can pivot like that and pivot. Nah. In a real, like, again, you might get what you want. What they say, F around and find out. You want a traditional man, you got to be, you're not really relevant like that. Traditional men gonna have multiple servants, multiple females, and you only have him. How traditional you want to get with that? Most of these women ain't trying to think about what you're giving up in America. Goddess status. These women are worshipped in America by these simps. And you talking about her giving that up so she can serve you? That's why a lot of these women, like I said, they like going to church, but a lot of these women hate the Bible because the Bible put them in place. Women shut up in the churches. They like going to church and music and all that and dressing a certain way to get attention. But when it comes to the actual application and implementation of the scriptures, nah, these women don't like that. Why? Because it restricts them. The scriptures is traditional. These women are modern. They don't mix, man. And this is why a lot of them hate the scriptures. So a lot of these women, they don't really want a traditional man. They want a man, they want a sponsor, a provider, a pop-up simp, pop out of center man simp dude that pop up out of nowhere to come rescue them and stuff like that. But nah, they don't really want no traditional man. Most of them don't. Feminine women do, but not feminist women. Actually, ladylike women, they actually like male authority. Go do this, go do that. Because they're feminine. But feminists, they masculine. These women are not, they want, you know what I'm saying, buffet line masculinity. They want it when they want it, how they want it, kind of thing. Like with Burger King, you know what I mean? So this is something I was thinking about, man. How traditional men should look at this current Western world. And for most of us, it's not, you just gotta, it's not your woman, it's just your turn. What to say, if you have a wife, be as though you ain't got no wife. See, a woman and a man's children and a man's land and, you know, all that was just his property. All this stuff, it was he at the top and then everybody else funnels down. You are under the kingship and the authority of this man. The house of Jacob or the house of Abraham. The house of Isaac. You are under his house. You know what I mean? His headship. Man, it's, bruh, we are so far from where it's supposed to be, man. Like when you think about real patriarchy, real traditionalism, it's the man is the patriarch and everybody else funnels down from him. He is the head. This is his property. And it was scripture say, those that have wives, be as though you ain't got no wife. That show you the times that we in, because you got to have that kind of mind state. This is not your woman, just your turn. And that's why it's not really advantageous to really take women super ultra seriously. This is my woman, gotta hold on to her. You gotta, like I say, man, gray t-shirt this thing. I got my gray t-shirt right here, man. I'm about to do some exercises, you know, work out a little bit. But if I lost this gray, I got 2 gray t-shirts. And these, I particularly bought these. Well, this was a little small, but because I like to get them like extra large and then you can shrink it down or whatever. Put a little heat to the material and then, you know, shrink it down a little bit. But these are a little tight and, you know, so I'm like, dang, they're just large in this cotton material. But anyways, I just wear it around the house is what I'm saying. I don't really wear it out and about because I don't like wearing no body shirts and all, you know. But yeah, you know, so my little gray t-shirt right here and the one upstairs, hey, man, I like it. It's cool. But if I lose it, I'll be like, well, it is what it is. And that's how you need to look at everything in life, man, including your woman. It's not really the time to really be, you need a gray t-shirt this thing, man. Those that have wives, those that have properties, those that have kids, your kids and your wife and stuff might turn against you when this stuff start popping, man. You got to think about all this stuff. And a man shouldn't really be all in, you know, all in love. I always say the statement, love your wife, love your kids, love, you know, having your property, love your house, all that. But don't be in love with it. In love meaning you infatuated with it, you can't live without it, that kind of stuff. Like when a man's in love with a female, she despises that dude. When a man is in love with a female, she is despised by that dude. See, when you in love and you all infatuated, oh, what she doing? I love her. Man, she don't like you, man. She despises you. And that's sad, but that's the way it is, you know. So we don't want to be in love with any of this stuff. You know, any of our women, our sons, our daughters, we love them, but especially when the stuff starts getting hot and spicy and collapse occurs and they start turning people in who don't get the mark of the beast, and you know what I mean, and chaos start happening, people gonna betray one another. Friends gonna fight as though that they were enemies. So that tell you you gotta take this great t-shirt. You better take this great t-shirt and think about this example. So, love but not be in love. And really, I look at it, man, like this ain't the kingdom, and really we pilgrims in this world, man. And you can't take nothing wrong, take nothing with you anyways when you die. And if it be them terrorist attacks and all that stuff happening in America, man, and you know, this is something I was thinking about, right? Something, I don't know if I heard this perspective before, but behind my house we had one of these boxes, electrical boxes that be on the telephone pole. One of those burnt out. It was like pop, you know, it was a real big pop. And then electrical people came out, eventually fixed it. But I was watching, oh yeah, that movie called Threads. Well, actually, I don't know if this is depicted in that movie, but one of the things in Threads is that, well, I'll put it like this. When an EMP strikes, that means that a lot of cars ain't going to be working. But something I ain't really heard before, I think I might have mentioned it like years ago or something, but it's these transformers. One of the things they had in the movie is that houses was catching on fire. You're like, how the house catch on fire? But then you think about it, like, if one of these if it's an EMP, I don't know, I'm just thinking about all particular angles that this can happen and that can happen, you know what I mean? Trying to be thinking about this and that. But when you think about like if it be like an EMP or what they call it, a cyber attack and all this stuff, what if they cause the transformers and the electrical wiring and stuff, electrical boxes to blow up and overheat or something, and then surge and cause electrical stuff to burn up in people's houses, like the wiring throughout our houses and stuff. Just something I was thinking about, like, that mean like, dang, you really gonna have to be like a pilgrim. Cause like your own house is on fire. I've heard of, all right, you got marauders, you know, different SHTF scenarios. I'm like trying to think it through, what could happen, how you could pivot, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, you know, you think about, all right, the marauders are coming, lock and load, or this scenario, dictatorial government, you know, going door to door, and all right, so how you gonna survive? Or, you know, but one thing I haven't really thought about is like, because the best thing to do, in my opinion, if you can, and you would be to staying at home, you know what I mean, and just secure your crib, your windows, your doors, all that, and just ride this thing out if you can. But one dynamic I haven't thought about was fires caused by electrical wiring and or marauders. Like, hey, if you don't come out, we're going to burn your house down. Something to think about, man. So, you know, as a prepper dude, I'd be thinking about all this stuff. Prepper-minded dude, I should say. I wouldn't call myself a prepper like these people. They be out, man. They be having tons and tons of water and supplies for years and all that. I got a few weeks, you know, something like that. But see, yeah, something I was thinking about, man, that whole dynamic. So just what if electricity goes out and then that causes the fires? That's a whole nother problem. That means nobody, because I was watching this animal channel, and it was like a forest fire. And all of the animals was trying to run away from the fire. And, you know, just random forest fires are caused when lightning strikes and it's a drought and stuff like that. And then all these animals had to flee their respective houses. And a lot of the different kind of caterpillars and bugs and locusts and stuff was trying to run, and frogs and trying to run away from the fire. I'm like, dang, fire would be a big equalizer. Like this whole neighborhood over there just catching on fire. Like, where are people gonna go? Man, see what I'm saying about thinking outside the box, you know what I mean? And SH stuff hit the fan, collapse of America type stuff. So all these little animals and stuff, frogs and little mice or whatever, was trying to run away, and some of them got caught up in the flames, etc. But then it was these opportunist storks. Stork is a trash bird, you know, kind of like a seagull, but a tall seagull, basically, eating the scraps, you know. So these storks, after the fire died down a little bit, the storks came in, they were just having a feast, man. They was eating this, eating that, eating the mice, eating the dead frogs, you know what I mean, eating the locusts. They was eating. So, you know, just something I was thinking about, but yeah, just something extra. But other than that, women they ain't never been under male authority here in America. So you as a masculine man, you should be thanking the Most High that you have a masculine mind frame and a traditional mind frame, even though it gets agitating because you live here and you not really in a position to exercise your masculinity of being traditional and patriarchal minded. In other words, having a standard cute wife or two or three. And, you know, that's another kicker I was thinking about. But I see a dude that I see this almost every day when I take my walks, bro. Some regular Hispanic dude with like a good looking Hispanic chick, dude. Like I'm at a grocery store. I'm like, wow, man, how do you get? And you don't even be our women. And he's an average dude, man, in a Honda Accord, a regular old 95 Honda Accord or something, or a pickup truck. I'm like, dude, in their cultures, bro, and I ain't saying all these women are perfect. I'm absolutely not saying that. I'm just saying those women be with the average, regular, and short Hispanic dudes, bro. But then you look at our community, it's these bold bitches who are defiant. It's always overweight, loud, tattooed, kids by other dudes, a scarf on their head because they ain't got their weave in, angry at you, don't even want to speak to you. But yeah, you see some Hispanic dude who you probably make more money than, and you taller than, and more masculine than. But then he got some feminine woman next to him because they are culturalized to be a certain way. Now, again, I ain't saying it perfect, etc. And it's some regular dude who maybe, they got a culture of family and all that stuff. And you look at the Asians, the same thing. But what I see regularly is the Hispanics because they kind of in the same communities. But then you look at our women, they down, they garbage. I'm not gonna say all of them is garbage, but how they carry themselves is trash. And then you look at American culture in general, it's anti-male. I understand that even the Hispanic chicks, once they get acclimated or whatever, they can still be pulled into the feminism and hoeing. Don't get me wrong, man. We know what this is. I'm just saying that what I see every day, I see them walking or holding their hands or holding a little baby. I seen in the grocery store like yesterday. And dude came, he holding a baby. It's like, you're supposed to be in a patriarchal power position, good looking chick, holding your little baby and just operating life with your woman or women. We don't have that in a black community like that. It's really, she's the most black American woman is the most openly defiant, treacherous woman in the world. Everybody is always big mouth, is always talking trash, is always combative. That's trash, bro. That's garbage. Nobody want to deal. No self-respecting man want to deal with a masculine, combative female who always got something to say. And what is for the amount of emotional stress you're gonna have in dealing with her? Why it's a no-win game. It's the same way with the Pookies and Ray Rays. The same way eventually with the Brads. You know what I mean? She put on a nice act for the white dude, but eventually they can't act, past her. I mean, you can only put an act on for so long. A lot of these white dudes is tired of Sean Quisha as well. Hey, but you created her. You understand me? This is your culture. This is your creation. So, what a through situation. What a worthless situation to be in for a brother to be dealing with the BAW, man, at this point. So, yeah, just something I was thinking about, man. So, these women, do you really want a traditional man? Or you just want some provider simp dude? And you already know the answer. They ain't trying to be up under no male authority. So when the stuff start happening out here, say it be a collapse of America, then they gonna be looking for some man. What we gonna do? What do you want me to do? Where I go? When stuff start happening, attacks start happening. That's the only thing gonna humble these bitches. When death is chasing this bitch, you know, me from her various simps and terrorist attacks or whatever going on in America. Then and only then, in my opinion, the majority is going to be looking for a man I'll do whatever you say. I'll be up under you. I just want to be with you. Because other than that, what else going to strip them out of this pride? This goddess mindset proud stuff. What else going to strip them out of that? Other than adversity like that. Then the collapse, then the purge. Other than that, man, and that's my point. If it take all that, a purge situation, SHTF stuff hit the fan. If it take all that for a woman to finally humble down and want to be under the authority of a man, do you even want that chick, bro? Because you will be going through the purge and the SHTF. You be like, I don't even know this bitch. So that's something I was thinking about, man. Do she actually really want a traditional man? How do us as traditional men need to be looking at this? So when you go to real traditional man, you know, how, like I said, man, you really want to go there because women get deleted for adultery. And the simps who sneaking around, they get deleted. So then everybody else be in fear, like, oh, yo, adultery, you can't do that, bro. Women understand that they property to be sold and you underneath the authority of your father's house. Then you go under the authority of your husband's house and you build a house with your husband. You get out of pocket, out of line of that, and then you're so out of line in doing that, then you be socially, ostracized. This is the proper way to do it. But how you gonna apply that here in America, bro? You know, I will conclude on this. It's like when you have a culture, I'm going to put it like this. When you have a culture in a government, let's say you got your own country. Let's put it like this. When you got a culture that forces certain things, social norms, by force, then the man can sit with a patriarchal culture. Then the man can sit more at ease knowing that, well, this wife be out of pocket, I'll just replace her with my other wife. And if she leaves, she don't leave with none of my money. And my kids stay with me. Now you in a power position and you love all your women and everything is under you in one thought process. Everybody's up under your construct. This is the house of, Mike or James. You see what I mean? This is the house, your house, house of Abraham, under your authority. Everybody know what it is. That's the head. We follow him. So I was looking at a good way to see how culture can pollute women. And I'm going to end this video. The movie with Rodney Dangerfield called My 5 Wives. If you watch that, My 5 Wives, Rodney Dangerfield was a rich white dude who, excuse me, bought some property in, he bought some property, I believe, in Utah. And in Utah, they got polygyny and stuff, where you got one man and multiple chicks. So when he bought this property, it was like some acres and acres on the side of this mountain or whatever. And along with that property came 5 wives, because the guy who owned the property, he passed away. And so Rodney Dangerfield was deeded 5 wives and the property. Well, all the women are his property anyway. So as long as, and I think it was Mormon or Amish, probably Mormon. But anyways, the women were purchased with the deal, thrown in with the deal. So now, I think I might watch that movie again. It was pretty funny. But even though the ending, I'm kind of spoiled a little bit, but I ain't going to get into all of it. But basically what happened is, being the good simp trick, the white dude, Rodney Dangerfield, he said, so now he and his Mormon culture. He got 5 wives and they competing with each other to have sex with him. And he burnt out. He tired, man, from all these women. And so as long as he stayed in this Mormon culture in Utah or whatever, I think it was Utah, these women, it was a construct, the culture forced these women to operate a certain way. And you'll see when you watch that movie. It was actually funny. I think I might watch that movie again. As long as he stayed in that culture in Utah, everything women did was it was forced to do, socially forced to do what they knew to do, which is serve, cook, have sex with your husband, and operate the house. But this white men love I ain't being racist, man, but white men love elevating their females and giving them liberty and stuff. I just in them to be under his woman or something, bro. Look at European culture, bro. So what he does, Rodney Dangerfield, he takes his women to Las Vegas. And you already know what happened. I ain't even going to spoil it for you. I'm going to say it like this. They got Americanized. I'll put it like that. He took his women from being, now they was humble and all that back in Utah. He take them to Sin City with all this feminism. And I'll put it like this. There was this female speaker chick. She was like a feminist. I ain't going to tell you all of it, but then they went to her seminar. All 5 of his wives went to this feminist seminar. And the rest is history. And let's just say they became full-fledged American women. So this is what I'm saying, how culture has power to give men power or strip power from men. And it ain't just no, you ain't got enough swag or this or that. When I look at some regular Hispanic dude coming from Guadalajara or whatever, and his woman is decently regular in shape and small, he a little bit taller than his woman, bro. And he's like 5'7", 5'6". She about 5. He's a short dude, but he got a decent woman in pocket. I literally saw this moments ago. I think it might have been a Toyota. It was literally like a 2001 Toyota or something. And I live around a lot of Hispanics about a block away. So I see it is what it is. And I ain't got nothing against them, bro. That's how you supposed to conduct yourself. Your women is supposed to be cooking and cleaning and emptying balls, man. That's what they supposed to be doing. Yours, Fill your stomach and empty your sack, man. I mean, then you look at our women, it's always confrontation. It's real sad. It's the curses, I understand. It's just the walking this out and seeing it it's like, damn, it sucks, man. I think it was even Myron on Fresh and Fit. He said he had a blow-up session we was talking about. I don't know how these dudes be interviewing all these stupid feminist bitches. But it'd be funny to see their interactions, but sometimes, man, these women are stupid. These women is cooked. Like you interviewing whores, tattooed single mother whores, and you ask them questions. I mean, it's fun to watch it. But anyways, one thing he said, he just had a breakdown or whatever. Not breakdown, but a blow-up session. He was like, basically, I'm going to do 6 figures, make this kind of money, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like saying something like an immigrant can come over here and just have his woman with him and she look good and blah, blah, blah. And he don't have to have money and like that, all that. Basically, he was saying a lot of men who got all this money still can't get the cooperation that a regular immigrant, whether he be Hispanic. He didn't say Hispanic, but I'm saying Hispanic because that's what I see every day. But an immigrant, whether you're Indian or Persian or whatever, they still the same thing, bro. Of course, they women can get Americanized and be hoes like their local American women, but in general, so you saying that this woman, he said, I got to go out to another country to get that. You see what I mean? He said something like that. I wish I could find that video. But he was blowing up, man. And it makes sense. You a rich dude, got all this money, but you complain about you ain't getting the cooperation that this regular, skinny, short dude get cooperation he get from his woman from his own country. That's it in a nutshell. Culture, man. The power of the culture. And the power in America really culturalizes women to fight against their men. So do women really want traditionalism. This is how traditional men should look at this stuff. Anyways, man, peace.